Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Jasper High School basketball coverage here on 18 WJTS. I'm Kerry Schneider along with Jason Staum and Jeremy Marcos, and tonight the Wildcats are on the road once again for the second time this weekend as they will travel to Evansville, take on the Harrison Warriors here at Harrison High School. Last night the Wildcats coming off a 62-42 victory over county rival Forest Park at Woody Beekler Arena on Friday night. Tonight they dive back into Southern Indiana Athletic Conference play here at Harrison. Jason, of course, last night, just kind of quick recap. The Wildcats, in the, of course, county rival with Forest Park. He expected a good game, and it was up until about the last quarter or so.
Yeah, it was. We talked about that all night about how, anytime you're playing a counter rival, that it's always going to be a dogfight. And I think towards the end of the game, we just outmanned them. We were probably the better team, and we went over there and took care of business. And when you have a night or a weekend like this where you got a county rival on one night and a conference game on the next, sometimes you might tend to forget one of those. So we got to make sure we come out ready to play tonight. This is a big game for us. In the SIAC conference. We were talking earlier. There's about 3 or 4 teams, I think, tied atop the conference with one loss. So, yes. You can't afford to get that second one because you never know what's going to happen then. So you got to take care of yourself and take care of business tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it's a huge ball game. Everyone is when it comes to the SIAC. If you want to capture, Jasper has picked up their first SIAC title since joining the conference a couple of years ago. They are 5-1. Rice is 4-1. Boise 3-1. Castle 2-1. So 4 teams with only one loss apiece. North and Mater Dei are 3-2 and 2-2 respectively. Harrison last night picked up a huge victory last night in the conference, handily beating Evansville Memorial at Memorial Gym, 75-50. And of course, it's a very loud house of crowd here a little bit, and it's always tough to win on the road here.
Yeah, there's no doubt. This is a pretty good crowd for playing at Evansville School, so it's going to be fun tonight.
We got Jahani Summers, Shane Sims, Terriana Hooks, Darius Suggs, and Deshaun Willett will be the starting 5 for Harrison. Tip is controlled by the Wildcats, who have their normal starting 5 of Gus Heichelbeck, Connor Foley on the front court, Young, Moondy, and Ernie in the back court. Here is Ernie, who had a career night last night with 23 points at Forest Park. Pass is stolen away by the Warriors, so first turnover of the contest, and Harrison with their first possession. Hooks fires a 3, short, and the Cats come up and rebound. They're quickly in transition. Foul. Go ahead, Jason.
That's all right. We got to do a little bit better job down here on offense. We tried to feed the post, and we didn't have a very good angle to get the ball in there to him.
Foul is called on Hooks. Terriana Hooks. Cats with the basketball, down low to Heichelbeck, loses the handle, and Hooks comes up with a steal, and the Warriors bring it up the floor. Here's Summers. He'll stop in the lane, kick it out to Suggs. He'll fire a 3, and it's no good. Rebound, Carter Mundy for the Cats. He'll bring it up the floor. Here's a 3 from the left wing, is short by Grant Young, and quickly in transition are the Warriors. A lot of athleticism on this team, Jay.
Yeah, there is.
There's a 3 up and no good by Shane Sims. He is the leading scorer for the Warriors as a freshman, averaging 13 points a game.
Yeah, and I don't think we want to get in that game with them, with the running game. We're there. That wasn't a good shot by Carter.
Mooney missed everything on that.
Yeah, we got to do what we do best, and that's play the half-court offense. 3
on the way is up and in by Johnny Summers. Summers picks up the 3, and the Warriors take an early 3-0 lead. Wildcats looking for their first bucket of the night after coming up short in at least their first 3 possessions. Mundy.
That Sims, the freshman's trying to guard Foley, and that's got to be a mismatch that we've got to take advantage of.
Absolutely. We talked about that last night, how with the size difference the Cats had against Forest Park.
We're trying to force too many passes inside. Our passing angles aren't very good, and we're trying to force it in there. There again, I think Tanner tried to force that into Carter, as he was cutting, and he had 2 guys on him. So even if he catches it, he can't do anything.
Turnover gives the basketball back to the Warriors. Slowly bring up the floor this time. 3-0 Harrison. Under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Willett back to Sims. Sims to Willett. Succession in numbers as you have a 1, 2, and 3 out on the floor for Harrison as their starting lineup. Number 2, Suggs throws up a 3 and he hits it. Pair of 3-pointers by the Warriors gives it a 6-0 lead.
Jasper's actually playing a zone defense.
There's a steal by the Warriors. Here's Willett, takes it up and in. It's 8-0 Warriors. And John Gable will call a timeout. So Harrison on fire to start this game off as they were quickly bringing the ball up in transition and take a storm out to a 8-0 lead with 5:16 to play here in the first quarter. We'll be back after this here on 18 WJTS. Where the Warriors jump out to an 8-0 lead, Jay.
Yeah, unofficially, I've got us for 3 turnovers already in less than 3 minutes of the basketball game. So, obviously that's the number one thing we got to do is take care of the basketball a little bit better.
So the Wildcats looking for their first points of the night. Young will bring it up the floor, guarded by Willett. Just nailed or took a layup in on the last possession to give the Warriors a 8-0 lead. Here's Foley. Misses a shot, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. So Connor Foley with the first bucket for the Wildcats this evening. 8-2 is our score.
Jack Albrand checked in, I think, at the timeout.
Here's a shot up and no good by Shane Sims. Jasper with the basketball. Down by 6. As Jay mentioned, Jack Albrand now in the contest. He has the basketball out to Foley. Down low to Gus. Gus puts a shot up, no good as a Warrior. Deshaun Willett with a little flop down there low. No call by the official, but the Warriors do come up with the basketball. Here's a 3, long 3 up and in by Darius Suggs. His second 3 of the ball game already. He's got 6. 11-2 Harrison.
We got to do a better job of getting a hand up in the face of them shooters.
Jasper needs some points and some answers here right now as they've run into a buzzsaw to start this ball game off.
You still got to stay patient and stay within. Play the game that you've played all year and let things take care of themselves.
Foley tries but loses the handle, comes up with it now. Young has it. A scramble for the loose ball. A jump ball is called, and it'll belong to Harrison.
Michael Beekler's checking in for Heichelbeck.
Michael Beekler, as Jason said, in the contest, 6'1 senior.
Gus is going to have trouble trying to keep up with this, the pace of this game tonight, so you might see Beekler in there quite a bit. Jasper switched back to a man-to-man this trip down the floor. So,
trying to answer that barrage of 3-pointers that the Warriors have had to start off this ball game. They've got 3 already. Here's a shot, no good, but a rebound is up and in by number 24, Johnny Summers. He's got 5. 13-2. Foley up and in. Connor Foley with all the Wildcats points to this point at this junction of the ball game. He's got 4. It's 13-4, Harrison.
If Harrison doesn't change defenses, I look for Foley to have a big night because they don't have somebody that can stay with him.
As I said, they've been putting freshman Shane Sims on there, but that's been kind of a mismatch from that point of view. Sims down low, turnaround jumper is good. Shane Sims picks up his first 2. Balanced scoring here by the Warriors. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called down low on Darius Suggs.
That trip down on defense, Jasper was back in their zone defense, and they found the seam in the defense and got a nice little 12, 15-footer.
Second team foul by the Warriors. Albrand takes the inbounds pass. Mundy now with it. Mundy on the right-hand dribble.
Now they've switched switched off a little bit. Summers is guarding Foley.
Mundy will fire a rainbow 3 and no good. Ball is swatted out of bounds. The Cats come with it. Young has it. Beekler to Mundy again. Mundi, jumper from inside the lane is good. So Carter Mundi picks up his first point. 15-6, Harrison. Sims dribbles it out on the wing. Willett now with it to Suggs. Hooks, drives, puts a shot up and in. All the Warriors have with their starting the original starting five still on the floor. Each have scored at least one bucket now. Here's Mundi for three. He hits it. Allbrand, excuse me, my apologies. Jack Allbrand for three. Big three by the Wildcats. 17-9 is the score.
Grant Young's going to pick up this foul, I believe. Heichelbeck, Ernie checking back in, and number 20, Eli Spear for Harrison.
(17-9) is the score with 1:21 to play in the first quarter. And a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. I guess on number 2 it looks like. Uriah Suggs.
Summers, I believe.
Was it Summers?
Yeah. That's what they got on the scoreboard.
You're right, Summers.
He set
I was looking at Suggs' body language. I thought
he set a moving screen on that inbounds play.
Okay. Minute 9 to play in the first quarter. Jasper with the basketball. They trail though 17-9. Mundi drives the baseline, puts a shot up, around, no good. The rebound comes to Sims, and here come the Warriors. Harrison is gone. Well, they do have one substitution with actually the gentleman with the basketball. That's number 20. Eli Spear.
I looked at their minutes played, and they only play about 7 guys, I think, for the most part.
So far, 6 at this point. 25 seconds. Warriors looking for the last shot, it appears. 17-9, Harrison. Willett. Guarded by Young, a whistle, and they called him over the back. They said apparently he went across the mid-court stripe. Asking the official about it, and he's giving his explanation. Beekler will inbound the basketball with 13 seconds to go, so the Cats will have the last shot, perhaps. So Beekler's on the floor along with Allbrand. They got Jack Allbrand back in, along with Mundi, who has the basketball. Foley in there. 9 seconds. Mundi with it. Finds Beekler, who's bumped. Back out to Mundi. He'll pump a three. No good, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter of play with Harrison leading Jasper 17-9. Back for the second quarter after this on 18 WJTS. Harrison High School in Evansville is the east side, where the Warriors lead the Wildcats 17-9 in the second quarter, going into the second quarter, Jason.
Yeah, like I said, I think I've got us for 4 turnovers, and we've got to do a little bit better job of that. And we've had some shots, they're not falling right now. So we just got to stay within our system and do what we've been doing all year. Don't get caught up in the game and just play the way we know how.
Passed in down low to Foley, is swatted away, but the Cats maintained the possession. Kick out to Allbrand, to Mundi. He'll pump a three from the wing, this time short. Foley comes down with the board. Nice job by Connor. Stay with it. Down low to Foley again, and he'll muscle this one up for his third bucket of the night. He's got 6. Jasper back in within 6. That's 17-11.
Harrison brought number 33, Hayden Roach, in. You don't see that very often. They've got him listed as a 7-footer in high school.
And playing out on the wing like that.
Yeah.
I was commenting, we were watching during warm-ups. I said, boy, you don't look that tall, but we're up here.
Yeah.
Shot is no good, and the Wildcats come up with the rebound. They have the possession with a chance to cut it to 4, maybe 3. 17-11 to score. Allbrand. Beekler. And he'll be fouled by number 24, Johnny Summers. That's his second.
That's his second, so that could be huge right there because they're going to probably have to pull him for the rest of this half possibly. And he's their leading scorer, so.
And they will pull somebody off the bench, it looks like, and that's actually number 2, Darius Suggs back in the ball game. Suggs, one of the 5 starters for the Warriors who have scored tonight. In fact, all 5 of Harrison's starters have scored at least 1 bucket so far. 5 by Summers, 2 by Sims, 2 by Hooks, and a whistle and an offensive foul called against the Wildcats. The foul will go on Beekler, yes. So for Michael, his first and the second team foul for the Cats this evening. Warriors will have Coach Nathan Fleener with the basketball and a 6-point lead here in the early minutes of the second quarter here on 18 WJTS. Here's a 3 on the way, no good. It's a little long. And the Warriors, hang on a second. The ball is actually almost by Beekler. Maintained by the Warriors. 3 is no good. Crashing the boards there, Jay. But down low to Beekler on the other end. He puts it up and in.
Got by with a travel there, I thought, but we'll take that.
I wasn't going to say anything. But nonetheless, the Cats, like you said, they're now within 4. It's 17-13.
You know, and in games like this, you have to withstand that storm or that initial wave that Harrison threw at us there in the first quarter. And now we've kind of worked ourselves back in the game.
With 4 straight points to start the quarter here, and a steal by the Wildcats Foley, and the Cats will bring it up the floor. Allbrand from the corner, he'll pump a 3 and miss the shot, no good. Rebound Warriors to Hayden Roach, the 7-footer for Harrison. Here's a 3 on the wing by number 23, Shane Sims. He'll nail it for his 5th point. Harrison back on top by 7, 20-13. Ernie with it in the backcourt. He's yet to score tonight after scoring 23 last night against Forest Park. 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. 20-13 Harrison. Foley looked at a 3, but decided otherwise.
We don't need him out there shooting that.
So he switched man on him defensively, by the way, when they brought in Hayden Roach. Here's a shot up and in, a 3, it looks like. Was that
Beekler?
Beekler? There you go. Michael Beekler with a 3-pointer. He's got 5 points here in the second quarter off the bench. It's back down to a 4-point ball game, 20-16, under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sims, guarded by Ernie. A whistle and a foul on the floor. Looked like, was that from under the basket or on the?
Ernie's going
to get it. Okay. So he'll pick up his first and the 3rd team foul for the Wildcats. Only 7 fouls in this first half so far.
Lundy and Heichel back in for Jasper. Number 14, Asher Horn, and I'm not sure who the other one was that came back in.
Asher Horn is the new face in the ball game for Harrison. Horn has it. Now here's Hooks. Hooks will drive. Put a shot up off the glass, no good. It rolls off the rim. Sims has it down low. Back out to Suggs for 3, no good. Rebound comes to Ernie with 3 guys on his back. And the Cats have it with a 4-point deficit. Foley on the left side. Connor drives, puts a shot up and hit the bottom of the backboard.
Yeah, but he got hammered.
Yep, no call. Harrison with it. Here's Sims for 3. He'll hit it. Shane Sims with his second 3-pointer of the second quarter. He's got 8. 23-16 Harrison. Back up by 7. Now Foley out to Ernie. He'll miss the shot, no good. So Tanner Ernie with the cold hand here in the first half of this ball game. Scoreless thus far. 23-16, Warriors with it and the lead. Horn loses the handle, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called on Gus Heichelbeck.
The difference between Tanner and last night and tonight was last night Tanner was going to the basket aggressively, and tonight he's not doing quite that.
The difference between the two ball clubs that he's being defended by?
And that makes a big difference, too. I'm sure Harrison's a lot quicker than what Forest Park was last night.
Ernie will take a seat on the Wildcat bench. So Harrison with the lead by 7, 23-16. 2:20 to play. Sims with it. He's hit a couple of threes here in the second quarter. He's got 8 points tonight. Sean Willett now will work into the backcourt, nearing the 2-minute mark. Here's a three from the left wing, in and out and in by number 3. Terrion Hooks for his 5th point. 3 3-pointers here in the second quarter by the Warriors. And a whistle down low, and a foul will be called on Harrison, or the Wildcats.
On Harrison.
On Harrison, okay.
Yeah.
And that foul looks like is going to be going against Darius Suggs for his 2nd. And at the line, shooting 2 is Carter Mooney, who nails the first. Cats with a great job at the line last night, Jason.
Yeah, big improvement over the biggest part of the season. So we got to continue to shoot those well.
Mooney with the second one coming. He's got 3 points, making 4 as he hits both of those. 26-18, Jasper down by 8 with under 2 minutes to play. Here's a three from the right side, up and in by number 3, Terrion Hooks, for his 2nd 3 of the quarter. 4 3-pointers by Harrison here in the second quarter. And has resulted in a 29-18 lead for the Warriors with a minute and a half to play before halftime. Heichelbeck down low, finds Moondy. He'll fire a 3, and he hits it. So Carter Moondy answers with his first 3-pointer. He's got 7. 29-21. Three is no good by Eli Spear. The ball stolen away by Hooks. A shot up and in by Deshaun Willett.
We got to take care of the basketball. We had the ball with a chance to cut into the lead and just made a bad pass.
Here's a 3 from the other side by Jack Albrand. Good, and a foul away from the ball. Will that go against Foley, or is that against Harrison? And if it is, that's big, because the Cats will maintain the possession. The shot is good, and that was by 14. Jack Albrand, who nailed his 2nd 3-pointer of the night. He's got 6, and then a foul away from them will give the Wildcats the basketball back with 48 seconds and down by 7. Albrand will inbound it to Foley. Will put it up and miss the shot. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Connor Foley. He's got 8. 5-point ball game, 31-26. Jason, nice quick little run there, taking advantage of some breaks and put it within 5.
Yeah, we did.
So Harrison with the basketball and 26 seconds to go. Horn with it. 16 seconds. Willett, 12. Willett drives, whistle, and a foul will be on the floor before the shot was ever put away. And that will, of course, just be out of bounds with it only being, the 5th foul for the Wildcats, as it will be. Foul was on, look at the board, 21. Grant Young, his 2nd, only the 5th foul for Jasper in the half.
Beekler, Englert, and Ernie all checked in there.
All righty. So the Harrison Warriors with Hooks will be inbounded underneath their basket. Here's the ball dotted away. Ernie almost had it, and then Warriors come back with it, and the shot bounces off the front of the rim. No good. 2 seconds to go. They will not get it off in time. And that will bring us to the end of the first half of play with the score Harrison 31, Jasper 26. Interesting turnabouts there of the that second quarter that rolls out the half, Jason. And right now the Wildcats almost kind of ought to feel a little fortunate at the way things have gone to only be down by 5.
Yeah, you're right. We're not playing exceptionally well, and to only be down 5 at the half is a good thing. We're playing hard. We're just not playing real smart, I don't think, right now. We've got to take care of the basketball a little bit better, make better decisions on the entry passes that we're trying to make, and like I said earlier, we've had some shots. Mundy's had some open looks, and hasn't been able to knock them down. And like we said, in games like this, you have to withstand that initial wave of what Harrison put on us in the first quarter. So, you just have to stay with it, and they're not going to continue to play that way the whole game. So I thought we did a good job there. We battled, and we fought back and got it back to a 5-point game. I mean, right now it's anybody's game.
And like you said, they're not going to play like that the whole game, especially that perimeter shooting, as they've right now got as much as, they got 7 3-pointers in this ball game, 4 alone right there in that second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think our defense, picked up a little bit in the second quarter. In the first quarter, it looked like we were giving them too many wide open looks, and it helped too. I wrote that down when Jahani Summers picked up his second foul and went out of the game with 6:37 to go in the second quarter. The score was 17-11. So, if you look at it that way, we outscored him when he wasn't in the ball game. We just got to continue to battle and keep playing hard and, see what happens in the second half.
In the first half, Connor Foley led the Wildcats in scoring with 8 points, 7 points by Carter Mundy, 6 points by Jack Albrand on a pair of threes, and 5 second quarter points by Michael Beekler here at halftime. The Warriors, very balanced scoring. In fact, all of it coming from their starting 5 with Shane Sims and Terriana Hooks with 8 points apiece to lead the way. 6 points by Darius Suggs. 5 points by Johnny Summers, and 4 points by Deshaun Willett for the Warriors, who lead by the score 31-26 here at halftime. We'll be back with the second half after this here on 18 WJTS. Back once again at Harrison High School on Evansville's east side, where the Warriors of Harrison lead the Jasper Wildcats 31-26 here at about ready to start the second half of play. Like we did last night, we want to switch gears again sports-wise from basketball to youth baseball, as Jason, of course, president of the Jasper Youth Baseball, has a little announcement to make about registration coming up.
Yeah, thanks, Kerry. We do. Jasper Youth Baseball is proud to announce that on January 30th, Sunday, from 1 to 3 o'clock at the Hobbick Center in Jasper, we will be accepting registration forms for the 2022 baseball season this year. The boys should have brought home registration forms from school. If they have not, there's a couple different ways that you can get those. You can go online to our website, which is leaguelineup.com/Jasper Youth Baseball. And on there's a link that you can click on and print the form off and bring it with you. The other way is if you can't get that to work, you can email me, and I will send you one through the email. And the email to get a hold of me for that is jasperyouthbaseball85@gmail.com. And like I said, just shoot me an email, and I'll send you one back. But yeah, we're excited. Hopefully we'll get numbers like we had last year. I think last year we had close to 400 kids.
Great.
From ages 5 to 15. Ended up with a really nice season last year, and hoping to build on that and continue to keep the baseball program in Jasper growing. And it's a lot of work for a lot of guys that are on the board of directors for the board, but everybody loves to be able to help the kids out. It's by no means my one-man show. It's we've got 20 guys on on that board, and they all play a substantial role in it, and keeping the organization running smooth and keep getting kids to come back out to play baseball.
And I was going to say, again, just like last night, I want to again congratulate you and your board of directors on just a fantastic job year in and year out that you do for Jasper Youth Baseball. It's simply a feeder system for maybe a high school baseball program that's like none other in the state of Indiana.
Well, you hope that you're playing a small part of developing those kids and getting them interested in the sport, so that they can continue on and to be able to play high school baseball for Jasper. And like you said, it is, it's really nice to be a part of that program, because it, like you said, it's got to be one of the top baseball programs in the state of Indiana.
Absolutely. So again, led by none other than you, Jason, and fantastic job that you and the rest of the guys do year in and year out. So we get underway here in the second half. Both teams with their original starting lineups with Johnny Summers, Shane Sims, Terry on hooks, Darius Suggs, and Deshaun Willett for Harrison. Heichelbeck, Foley, Young, Moondy, and Ernie for the Wildcats. 31-26 is our score. Harrison will have the basketball to start things off. Willett will drive into the lane and put the shot up and in. Willett's got his 6 point. 33-26 Warriors.
Quickness, you can't simulate that in practice, so it's tough to, when you get in a game like this, to try to guard somebody like that's that quick.
So with the basketball is Bundy, now to Young, and then Ernie. Young in the top of the key.
We need to try to get the ball into Gus. Summers is guarding him. We need to pick up a quick third foul on him.
Yes, they're battling down low. And there is Gus. Back out to Young, who fires a three. No good. Rebound by Foley. He puts a shot up, gets his own rebound again. Another shot does not fall for the Wildcats, and the Warriors quickly down the floor. Shot is up, no good, but a rebound basket is good by Darius Suggs. And a double dribble is called against the Wildcats.
I didn't see that.
Neither did I. I was writing the last basket on my sheet.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he didn't do it. I was watching down the floor and wasn't watching the ball coming up.
I just heard the whistle and looked up and saw the official signaling double dribble, and so the Warriors now have it again, up 35-26. First 4 points scored by Harrison here in the second half. Chance to add on to that, and the whistle. Now a foul is going to be called.
Ernie's going to pick that one up. He had his hands on him as he was trying to get to the basket.
For Tanner, that should be his second. It is. Cats need to come out storming here this second half here, Jason.
Yeah, we do.
Kind of stop the bleeding a little bit.
Again, on offense, you want to work and make them play defense.
Sims misses a shot. The Cats come up with it. Young down the floor to Tanner Ernie. Back out to Young. Here's a three on the way by Moondy. Is good. So Carter Moondy with his second three-pointer. He's got 10 points. 35-26. 35-29. Harrison by 6.
Ernie's going to pick up number 3 there.
So Tanner Ernie, who has yet to score tonight, is going to be heading to the bench, it looks like, with his third foul. And that'll bring in Jack Albrand, who's probably going to be seeing a lot of action now here in the third quarter, Jason.
Yeah, I think so. Tanner's probably going to be out for the rest of this quarter. But, Summers is a tough guard. He's tall, he's long, and he's quick. And once he puts his head down and he's going to the basket, he's very hard to stop.
He's working on Albrand, and he drive to the basket, but he lost the handle, but the ball was last touched by the Wildcats, and Harrison will maintain possession. So Albrand draws the defensive assignment on Summers. Summers has it in the backcourt, working on Albrand. Puts a shot up and good. Johnny Summers has his 7 point. Warriors have outscored the Wildcats 6-3 here in the third quarter and lead it 37-29. Foley now dribbles it in the backcourt to Albrand, to Young. Grant finds Gus down low. Gus back out to Young, to Jack. Down low to Connor Foley. Foley, reverse layup up and in.
Yeah, they're back to that same matchup that I said that we have to take advantage of is
shot is, well, the Warriors answer right away.
We got to get back on defense. I mean, we score and then we just kind of jog down the floor.
4 of the 5 players on the floor for Harrison have scored at least one bucket here in this third quarter, so they're continuing their balanced scoring. Wildcats missed that shot, but here's a steal almost by Young. But Sims has it for the Warriors. Summers, who looked at the three from about 25 feet out. Well, this one's from about 23 feet out, and that one's no good. But the ball stayed right into the hands of Connor Foley. He'll take it all the way, puts a shot up, no good, but a foul is going to be called on Summers.
That's 3.
Exactly, it's his third, and that's a big foul against the Warriors. Could be huge for the Wildcats at this point. And Connor Foley will go to the line with a pair of free throws coming. He's got 10. Delay in the action as the Warriors will make a substitution. It looks like, is that number 3 coming back in the
No, he was down there tying his shoe.
Yeah, he was one of the starters.
Yeah. They were waiting for him to get his shoe tied, I think.
Do we have a new face in the ball game yet?
No, they can't check in yet because they're shooting 2, so it would have to be after the first shot.
I got you. Okay. And that one is no good by Foley.
But they're going to leave Summers in. I saw him out there. He was pleading with the coach like, hey, I'm all right. Just let me in here. So
he was able to talk Nathan Fleener into leaving him in the ball game. Connor's second free throw is good. So Foley's got 11, 39-32. Cats still hanging in there, Jace. I mean, they're down by 7, but 4 more minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, you got to continue to hang around, but you can't let that happen.
I was going to say, as we said, you cannot let that happen. Well, said.
And what's so tough about that is, if you get out there and you get there's an unforced turnover.
The Wildcats shooting themselves in the foot now here in the third quarter, just as they had a chance to kind of get back into this contest. Here's Sims with a beautiful drive to the basket, up and in. Sims has 10, and timeout. John Gable is calling a timeout for the Wildcats. It's a full timeout. With 3:37 to play here in the third quarter of play, the Warriors have jumped out to a 44-32 lead on the Jasper Wildcats. We'll be back after this. Let's go where the Wildcats trail the Harrison Warriors 44-32 with 3:37 to play.
Yeah, we were talking off the air, this is another one of those waves in the game that you have to withstand. But, like we were saying, it's a little bit tougher to do now because you've only got the fourth quarter to recover from it. So we got to right this ship here pretty quick.
Cats need some buckets, and I know it's only about just past the midway point of the quarter, Jason, but of the third. But they got to start hitting some baskets now.
Yeah, we do. We have to get some better looks.
They can't keep digging themselves to the hole with turnovers to boot.
Yeah, the turnovers is the thing that's killing us. And
Bickler finds Foley down low, up and in.
Yeah, that's a set play that we had coming out of the timeout. We've run that numerous times this year where they clear out the one side, they spread everybody to the one and leave that side open, and Foley posts his guy up.
He's got 13 points to lead the Wildcats this evening. Sims almost took the three, but did not do so. Suggs over to Hooks. Then there's Willett. Warriors handoff, and here's Sims with the three, and it's no good. And the Wildcats come up with the rebound. Nice stop for Jasper right there.
It was. Now we got to convert on it.
Absolutely. Down low, Bickler up against the big 7-footer, no good. Foley with the rebound, he comes out with it. Here's a three on the way, good! Big three-pointer by Carter Mundy. He's got 13 with 6 here in the third quarter on a pair of threes. Jasper back within 7 at 44-37. Wildcats pull within 7, looking to make another stop.
We need to take advantage of this because Summers is out of the game again. This is a time when you got to make a run and play good defense and stop them and then score.
Roach, as you know, is back in the ball game. The 7-footer being guarded by Connor Foley down low. Here's a three on the way, is no good, but there is Roach with the rebound easily by himself and the basket for his first points of the night.
Foley can't let that happen. He's got to get him blocked out.
Mundi almost lose the handle. Here's Beekler now on the left wing. Carter now with it. Being guarded by Sims. Big three-pointer again by Mundi. His third three-pointer of the third quarter.
It just surprises me how he gets open so much because he never hardly goes inside the three-point line, but yet teams seem to lose him all the time.
As with earning last night, it's Carter Mundi this night with the hot hand with 16 for the Wildcats. Here's Roach with a short shot from the free throw lane. No good. Foley's got it, and he'll clear it out to Beekler. To Young. Grant drives, puts it up. No good, and the foul is going to be called on 23, Shane Sims, for his first. Nice drive.
It was a good job. We took it to the hole. Grant did a good job with that. Now you got to convert these two, though.
Young is yet to score this evening. He'll have a pair of free throws coming here. First one is on the way, good. Number of substitutions for the Warriors. And it looks like we got Charlie Cabrick coming in the contest now for Jasper, and another bank bet coming in. I guess he's coming in for Young.
Yeah, Englert's going to check in for Young.
Young has a chance to put the Cats within 4 all of a sudden. And he will, as he nails that free throw. He's got 2 points. Jasper within 4 with 49 seconds to go at the end of the third quarter, Jason. Nice run for the Cats to close out this quarter, hopefully.
Yep, we need a nice stop here. Keep them from scoring.
As I said, Charlie Cabrick in the contest with the Wildcats. I didn't get the other substitution, but
Englert.
Okay, Englert is in the ball game. 39 seconds. Warriors with it. They'll work for the last shot, it looks like. As I said, Jason mentioned Spencer Englert back in the ball game, or actually his first time in the ball game tonight. "23 seconds. Summers. 15 seconds. Warriors looking to close out the quarter with the basket. Go back up by as much as 6 or 7. Here's some shot put up, no good. Rebound Wildcats 3 seconds ago. Here's a shot by Albright from half court. He almost got it, but comes up short. And the Wildcats with a nice run here, Jason, to finish out the third quarter. They make it cut it down to 4 points. It's 46-42 after 3. We'll be back here on 18 WJTS. At Evansville Harrison High School, where the Wildcats trail the Warriors 46-42, Jason. Nice run by the Wildcats to close out that third.
Yeah, again, like I said, you just have to withstand that run that they made, and we did. And worked hard to get. Now, we got to remember what we did to get back into this. We're still down 4, but we get the ball to start the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. So the Cats do to start the quarter with the basketball on the possession. Down low to Foley. Ball is just tipped on the pass, but the Warriors come up with it.
Normally that play works because they don't normally have a 7-footer in there to get a fingertip on it like he did.
So will it out to Summers on the wing. Summers will drive to the baseline, put the shot up, no good. It looked like it was blocked a little bit there, perhaps by Foley. But Cats have it nonetheless. Young down low to Connor. Here's a 3 on the way, no good this time by Carter Mundi, who's got a hot hand tonight with 4 3-pointers and 16 points. And the Warriors have the basketball, leading by 4. It's a turnover there by Hooks, or Horn actually, and a whistle, and a timeout is going to be called. So a timeout is called with 6:59 to play in the fourth quarter. Jasper trails Harrison 46-42 here on 18 WJTS. Kerry Schneider along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos And the Warriors, Coach Nathan Fleener, Jason calling a timeout. As we talked off the air, looked like they were kind of a little disoriented.
Yeah, I think they were a little helter-skelter, and he just didn't like the way things were going. You know, you get down fourth quarter like this, every possession can be important and be a key to the game. So I think he felt like, you know, he needed to use a timeout there to not let that possession get away.
So the Warriors with the basketball and leading by 4. Trying to get after that timeout to look to get a little bit regrouped, as Jason was saying. Spear in the contest now for Evansville Harrison. Passes down low, intended for Johnny Summers, and it goes out of bounds, and the Wildcats get the basketball back on the turnover.
Yeah, that was a good job on defense. You know, we played defense hard and forced them into a turnover.
So the Cats with the chance to cut this to 4, if not 3 perhaps. Was nearing the 6.5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Passes down low to Young. Grant deals it back out to Connor. Looked at the 3, but thought otherwise.
Well, he wanted to.
He sure did, but I think he knows this. Then there's a near steal, and a foul is going to be called on Willett, and that's going to be his first. He just tried to strip the ball out of Foley's hands, but it got a little flesh apparently, and now it's only the third foul.
Yeah, only the third foul for Harrison. Jasper's got 2, so the second half's been called pretty clean. I'm not saying that it's been clean, but not many fouls called.
Here's a shot by Young, or actually by Mundi, no good, but the Cats come up with the rebound. Ernie, 3 on the way, no good by Bickler, and then underneath to Foley, puts it up and in. Connor Foley with his 15-point. Cats within 2, 46-44. Cats trailing by 2. Harrison with the basketball. They've done a fantastic job coming back in this contest, just battling back and answering some big runs by the Warriors with their own. Here's a 3 from the corner, is way off the mark, no good by Eli Spear, and a whistle. And a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Roach.
Yeah, I believe so. He kind of lost his balance and fell into the guy.
So Hayden Roach picks up his first, only the 4th foul, as Jason pointed out. It's been a kind of a clean called ball game here thus far. In fact, this game is not even an hour old. Moving along very quickly. It was actually a half hour late in getting started thanks to the JV game going into overtime, in which the Wildcats pulled that one out 46-39. 5 minutes, nearing the 5-minute mark. Jasper with the chance to tie this ball game or perhaps take the lead. Here's a shot, put up and in! This game is tied. Michael Binkler muscles a shot up for his 7th point. He'll have a chance to give the Cats their first lead of the night if he can cash in on this 3-point play. Binkler, as I said, with 7 points, makes it 8 with a 3-point play. 5 minutes to go. Jasper with their first lead of the night, 47-46. And a timeout by Harrison. Full timeout with 4:54 to play in this contest, at least in regulation. Jasper has come back with a 47-46 lead, Jason. We'll just kind of keep it here right now and talk about what the Cats have done here to put themselves in this position.
Well, for one, we've taken care of the basketball a lot better. We don't have near the turnovers the second half as what we did in the first half. And 2, obviously, we're shooting the ball a lot better. And we're patient on offense, just like there. You know, we work the ball around, and notoriously teams from Evansville don't like to play defense. So if you can continue to run your offense, trust your sets, trust that stuff that it's going to work. Patient, make them play defense. They break down, and you end up with easy baskets.
So big run by the Wildcats again to put themselves in a fantastic position and suddenly take their first lead of the ball game on a big old-fashioned 3-point play by Michael Binkler. Great drive inside for him.
It was a very good job. like I said, we just got to continue to do that. You know, don't try to get away from what got us back in this game now. I mean, you know, it's still 5 minutes away from being over. So the way this game's went, you know, it's winning games of spurts.
The Wildcats got to hold their own position right here with the athleticism of the Warriors. So
that's exactly right. So Harrison's back, I think, with their starting lineup in there now. So
yeah, I was just pointing that out as myself here with, of course, with Summers, Sims, Hooks, Suggs, and Willett. Here is Sims, turns and tries to find and does find number 3. Hooks underneath for the basket. He's got 12. First points of the quarter for Harrison.
That's what you can't let happen. Somebody lost the man totally and that left that guy wide open under there.
As a result, they have taken back the lead at 48-47 with 4:16 to play.
We need to get the ball over there to Tanner and get it into Connor. Get it into Foley on the low post block.
Down low to Foley. Connor finds Young outside. To Ernie. Ernie goes to the lane, puts a shot up, no good, but a foul is called.
See, that's what Tanner did last night and got him the 23 points that he scored. This is the first time he's actually done that tonight.
And he has yet to score in this contest tonight, but he'll have two shots coming from the line and a chance to put the Cats perhaps back up in this ball game. First one is off the mark, no good. He struggled a little bit, as they said, as the course went on, but he had a great night last night from the stripe. This one is good. Ties the ball game up at 48.
Now we got to get after it on defense.
Warriors with the basketball with under 4 minutes to play. 48-48 is our score. Sims out here to Willett. Suggs. Back to Sims. Freshman leading the team in scoring with 13 points in the ball game, as we said, coming into the contest. Here is Summers with a baseline jumper, in and out and in. Rattled it in for his 12th point. And the Harrison Warriors have the lead back again at 50-48. Third lead change here in just since the late in the third quarter, when the Wildcats first took their lead. Under 3 minutes to go. Harrison leads by 2. Jasper with the basketball. Bigler out in the backcourt. Looking for Mundy, who finds Foley down low. Ernie, Young, Beekler, back to Young. He'll drive inside. Foley now with it.
No reason to be in a hurry.
Foley puts a shot up and in. Connor Foley, 17 points, ties the ball game at 50. 2.5 to play. Like you said, Jason, you're right. No reason to be hurrying. Lackadaisical defense against the by the Warriors. 2:15 to play. They have the basketball. Sims for 3. Got it. Shane Sims has his 13th point. 53-50. The Warriors back on top. Here's Beekler against Sims, or actually against Summers, and he puts it in. Michael Beekler with his 10th point. 3 Wildcats in double figures tonight. 53-52, 1:40 to play. Summers puts a shot up. It's around and no good. Rebound Wildcats. Here's Young up, or excuse me, Carter up the floor to Foley up and in. Connor Foley gives the Cats the lead back at 54-53 with 1.5 to play. So now the Wildcats and Warriors going back and forth. Nearing a minute mark, 1 minute mark in this contest. Harrison with the basketball, trails by 3. Ball is swatted away by Foley into the band with 1.5 to play. Great job, Connor Foley.
was good help side defense. He left his man.
So the Warriors will have it back. Oh, underneath. Shot is blocked. This time swatted by Foley again, but this time he's going to be called for the foul. And for Foley, that's just his first foul of the night.
Yeah, you got to make him earn it.
You're right,
earn
and
them
exactly.
the hard way.
Can't let them have the easy baskets, as you said. Make them work for it. You got fouls to give. Hooks will go to the line. He's got 12. Jason, I think this is their first trip. It is. This is their first trip of the line tonight, I believe.
Really?
The first one is, and that shot does go in. Unless I missed one earlier, this is their first trip of the line tonight with a minute 4 to play.
That's amazing.
He ties the ball game, looking to give him a lead back again. Hooks nails it. He's 2 for 2, 55-54 with a minute 4 to play. Jasper with the basketball. They trail by 1. Timeout, Wildcats. So the Wildcats take a timeout with exactly 1 minute to play here in regulation. They trail by 1, 55-54, as John Gable wants to talk about it with his team. We'll be back right after this, right here on 18 WJTS. We're here in the east side of Evansville as the Wildcats and Warriors have been duking it out here throughout the fourth quarter. After Harrison having some big leads, the Cats battled back, Jason, and now have put themselves in a position to win this ball game.
Yeah, this is all you can ask for. A minute left in the game, and you've got a chance to win. After a game the way this one's went, you're fortunate to be in this position. But you've worked hard to get here, so now you don't want to waste all that hard work and effort.
55-54 is our score, and the Wildcats, with exactly a minute to play, will have the basketball. Ernie will impound it to.
They'll have some set play that they're going to come out of the timeout and run.
Ernie dribbles it in the backcourt. Here's a 3 on the way by Young. Nails it! Grant Young with the three-pointer. He's got 5. 57-55, Cats on top by 2. Warriors now with 35 seconds. Harrison trailing by 2. Here's Summers and a whistle. And a foul is called with plenty to give.
Yeah.
So that's only the 4th foul against the Wildcats.
And that's what they'll do. Anytime somebody gets an advantage to the basket, you need to foul them before they're shooting.
And that foul will go against Tanner Ernie, which is actually his 4th personal. Only the 4th team foul for Jasper in the second half. Warriors with the basketball, trailing by 2. Summers with it. 25 seconds. Summers will slowly work it in the backcourt. He'll drive. Finds Sims. He'll throw up a 3. Got it! Sims with a 3-pointer, 12 seconds to go. Gives them the lead, 58-57, and Jasper will call a timeout with 9 seconds to play. The Warriors were looking for basically what they were looking for.
Well, I'm not exactly sure, but they'll take it, there's no doubt. That's pretty clutch. That's a freshman stepping up, taking that shot. Not only hitting it, but to take that shot. When you've got a Summers on the team that's a leading scorer, averaging 17 a game, and you're a freshman, if you miss that, what are you going to feel like for him? So you got to give Sims credit for even taking it and then hitting it. Now we still got 9 seconds left. Got the ball. We're down 1. We don't need a 3. All we need to do is that, and I guarantee you, they're setting up some special play that they have, a set play. They'll come out and they'll run that set play, and it'll either be a shot. It's going to be a shot for somebody in particular. Who that is, I don't know, because I don't know what play they're going to run. It may be that play where they run that lob pass to Foley for a layup. It may be that same play that they just ran for Young to hit the 3. So
they got Tanner inbounding to play the ball like they did on the last one. So that's where he was on the last possession that they nailed the 3-pointer on. So perhaps we'll just wait and see.
Now, if they do foul, I believe it's 6 fouls. So
inbounds comes to Young. 7 seconds. He'll stop. Throws Beekler on the baseline. The shot is no good. Wildcats are going to lose this ball game as the rebound comes to the hands of Deshaun Suggs. And the last effort by the Jasper Wildcats comes up short, and we still got to wait to see what happens.
Yeah,
the officials are conferring here. Are they going to maybe see if there's still some time on the clock?
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking at. Well, I never seen an athletic director move so fast as what Harrison's did. They come flying out there to keep them students off the floor, which was a very good job.
Yes.
On their behalf. So I believe they are going to put some time back, 1 second back on the clock. But yeah, I think they ended up calling a foul on Jasper, maybe number 15, which is, I don't even know who that is. Carter Mundy picks up the foul. So, but and it's not a shooting. We're not in the bonus yet. So, basically, they'll have the ball underneath Jasper's basket with 1 second left. So I look for Harrison. If they're smart, they're just going to throw it the length of the court to somebody down here to catch it.
So the Wildcats made a great effort thus far. I mean, there's 1 second left. They trail by 1. Big three-pointer by freshman Shane Sims.
You got to give Harrison credit. They did a good defensive job down here of not allowing. They took whatever set play Jasper had, they took it away from them because with, Michael ended up taking that shot there in the corner, which, that wasn't the set play. It's a shame because you worked your tails off to get back into this game and to get to this point and then to not be able to come out of here with a victory. So
it's going to be a tough loss for the Wildcats, who looks like to be on their way to their second loss in SIAC competition this year. Inbounds is currently stolen away by Foley, but it will not be the case as the Jasper Wildcats fall to the Harrison Warriors here at Harrison Gymnasium in Evansville by the final score of 58-57. So the Wildcats pick up their third loss of the year. In fact, for Jasper, they've now lost twice in the last 4 games, but most importantly, another loss in the in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference, Jason, after holding the lead spot.
Yeah, it is. It's a little heart-wrenching right now, but it all said and done. We if we don't get ourselves in the holes and give up the runs that we do in the game, we outplay them the rest of the game. So I think, if the coaches come up here and speak after a while, that may be one of the points that they talk about is, if we play the whole game the way we played probably 3/4 of it, outside of those 2 big runs that we let them have in the first quarter and the third quarter, like I said, we outplay them. We outscored them in the second quarter. We outscored them in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter we didn't. So, I think from that standpoint, you just have to learn from it and move on. One big thing we got to remember is they're a sectional opponent,
That's right.
A potential sectional opponent. So we just have to learn from this game, learn from our mistakes. It's not the end of the season. We had a pretty good idea that this was going to be a tough game anyways. Harrison was picked in the top 2 or 3 in the conference coming into the season. Like we said earlier, they got off to a bad start. They started the year 1-6, and now they've won 6 out of their last 8. So
against a very good competition.
Yeah,
they
looked at that.
They got one of the best, toughest schedules, I think, in the entire conference.
They beat 2 teams from Kentucky, Owensboro and Christian County, and also a team from Illinois. And obviously we don't have any idea what those are, but their losses are to some very good teams. South Spencer beat them, New Albany, Floyd Central, Castle, Gary West, Brebeuf Jesuit, and Evansville North. So those are some teams that nothing to shake a stick at. So they've lost to some good teams. So they're a caliber team. I mean, this wasn't like you got beat by somebody that you shouldn't have. Could we have won? Oh yeah, very easily we could have, but it's not something to hang your head at and say, that's one we let get away.
Right. And, exactly, I'm going to repeat what you just said. Could you have won? Sure. Would you want to have won? Of course. And it's for the big game towards the conference championship. But, ball games like this only help you down the stretch. As you pointed out, of course, you're looking at a potential sectional opponent.
There's no doubt. You come sectional time, it could be a total different game. I mean, we could beat them by 10. They could beat us by 10. Or it may be another game just like this.
Tournament's a whole different world.
Who knows? Things get a little more intense. Every pass, every shot in the sectional means a little bit more than what it did tonight in January. Come March, it means a little bit more. So, you got to take away from this game what you can, and you got to move on. You got another big weekend next weekend. You got homecoming on Friday night against Du Bois, and then on the road back again to a very formidable foe in New Albany. So. Yeah, and New Albany year in and year out is always pretty decent. I think this year I talked to their baseball coach actually last weekend there, and he said that they're struggling a little bit this year, which isn't normal for them, but it's on the road. That's a long bus ride, and notoriously we don't play real well when we go up there. Now, granted, a lot of that could have had to do with who we were playing, the caliber of team they had. They had Romeo, they had some other players.
You could go down the line with all the talent that they'd had over the last 30 years of war that you and I remember. So.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference too. So. We just got to come back next weekend and come out against Du Bois on homecoming and play well and get on the bus and go to New Albany and do what we can, play in well, and see whatever happens. But
we're just talking about next week, and then down the stretch, you still have some games coming up with always, of course, Bar Eve being Bar Eve. They're down a little bit, obviously, if their record is any indication. Same with Heritage Hills. And, you look around the stretch, you and I talked about it earlier when we were just kind of shooting the breeze a little bit during the JV game. There's a lot of, every game in the Wildcats schedule now is easily winnable, but they could go either way.
You're exactly right, Kerry. It's high school basketball. It's 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids out there, and you have no idea what you're going to get from night to night.
Yeah.
And so far this year, we've been fortunate. I mean, we really haven't went out and laid an egg anywhere we've played. We've got 3 losses, but we've been in those games. We lost to Lagodi in a close game. We lost Downsville North in a close game, and we lost tonight in a close game. And like you said, if you take those losses and build off of them, learn from them, and understand, it was a 1-point game tonight. North was a 1 or 2 point game, and Lagodi the same way. Now when the coaches harp at you in practice about turnovers, how important turnovers are, now you understand that, hey, coach knows what he's saying. A turnover in the first half that you didn't get a shot off of could have potentially been 2 points or 3 points at the other end. Now all of a sudden, instead of losing by a point, you win by a point. So, and that's what these kids have to learn, that, turnovers kill you because it takes away the potential to even get a shot off. If you hit 50% of those shots, you win a lot of your ball games.
Okay. Well, of course, the Wildcats do come up short, but in what was a very, very great ball game, Jason, despite the loss by the final score of 58-57 here at Harrison High School in Evansville. We will hope to see maybe one of the coaches, either head coach Sean Gable or one of the assistants. We had Jason Allbrand last night, so likely we'll see somebody else, but we'll wait for that. And bring that interview to you right after this here on 18 WJTS. Back once again here at Harrison High School, where the Wildcats fall to the Evansville Harrison Warriors by the final score of 58-57. Take a quick look at the scoring for both ball clubs. Harrison about as balanced scoring as you can ask for, especially out of their starting 5 with Shane Sims with looks like 16 points. And, of course, he had the big three-pointer to give the Warriors the lead. 13 points for Terriata Hooks, 12 points by Johnny Summers, 8 points by Darius Suggs, and Deshaun Willett with 6 for amongst their starters. And then the only man off the bench to score for the Warriors tonight was Eli Spear. Gus Heikelbeck did not score for the Wildcats tonight. However, Connor Foley led the Wildcats in scoring with 19 points, 16 for Carter Mundy, 5 points for Grant Young, a point for Tanner Ernie, 6 points for Jack Albrand on a pair of threes off the bench, and 10 points for Michael Beekler. Also a great job by Michael off the bench tonight. Cats, however, do come up short. Head coach John Gable joins us this evening, and John, thank you very much for coming up with this. Unfortunately, a difficult loss for your ball club tonight in terms of the conference, standings perhaps, but give us a little, what you take away from this ball game.
We lost to a really good team on their home floor, and after we had a tough night last night up at Forest Park, an emotional and physical game, and being able to do that back-to-back on the road in hostile environments is tough. And I'll give our guys credit. We got down early. We weren't very sharp early on, and Harrison came out hot and shooting well. I think they hit 7 3-pointers in the first half, but we stayed the course and weathered the storm, and we continued to cut into that lead, and we had the lead with just a few seconds left in the game. So I don't fault our effort. I thought we defended well. I thought we played hard, and we played physical, and we played tough, and we rose to the occasion. But came down to the last 2 possessions. Harrison hit a shot, and we missed a shot. It's that simple.
Exactly, and it just did come down to the big plays. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, it was Shane Sims with one of those big plays being that big 3 off the top of key. Just saw the confidence in his shot when he took that. But nonetheless, you got to give your ball club a lot of credit, as you said, to the way they battled back from digging themselves in a little bit of a hole. But again, these are the games though that you. At least I feel that you'd like to see they pay off in the long run, because you're looking. Of course, you're playing a potential sectional opponent here.
Yeah, and Kerry, the most important thing is we got better tonight.
Yes.
When you play a good team and you play a good team well, whether you end up losing or winning, you do get better. And it's hard to be angry at my team tonight. They spilled their guts and they did everything they could. And you could analyze it and overanalyze it everybody wants, and I'm sure people do that. But like we said, it comes down to those last couple possessions, unfortunately. And and it's a learning experience too. I think when the number 23, who's a freshman, hit the 3 to put them up, to put them up 1, we only had 14 fouls on us, and there's no way we should have been up in him physically. And I can't get their attention from the sideline because it's loud, and we can't call timeout because Harrison has the ball. But there is no way that kid should get that shot off, even if we foul him when the ball's on the floor. And that's just something we have to learn from.
Absolutely, and you're right, John. I mean, there's nothing that for these guys, for our boys to be ashamed of. They battled back. They played in a very tough environment tonight, and this ball club you have here is just one of the finest. I seen it in a long, Jasper, for a long time. You got with the balance that you have, and just the way this team gels out itself. Ball games like this are only helpful for a team down the stretch.
Yeah, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the effort, and we had a lot of guys contribute tonight, and we did a lot of really good things this weekend. We just came up 1 point short here tonight on the road at Harrison. So,
with what we got coming up, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying what we have coming up here with next week with Northeast DuBois, and then back on the road to New Albany. It's just the beginning of a stretch that you're going to have where what do you think about this ball club? I mean, what are they going to need to learn still just to right the ship, or not to say the right ship, I guess. Yeah. Sorry for the poor choice of words.
I understand what you're saying.
But, just to make yourselves better. That's what it's all about.
Well, you bounce back from a tough loss by practicing hard and still believing in yourself. So, we got DuBois at home next Friday for homecoming, and DuBois, it doesn't matter what the records are, is always a tough game for
just
us.
Like last night.
Yes, yeah. And it's always, we're glad we have them at home, but they're not going to be an easy out. They play hard, they're scrappy, and they're going to come in and give us their best effort, and we have no doubt about that. Then we have to turn around the next night and go to New Albany, a place that Jasper hasn't won at since 1973, I think. That's what somebody told me, and we haven't won at New Albany since '73, and I was 5 years old in 1973, so it's been a really long time. So
I remember being one though in the '80s. I don't know, forget it.
Yeah, that's I don't know that we've won there in a heck of a long time. We've beaten New Albany, but I don't know if it's been there. But and I haven't double checked the facts on that, but I know it's been a really, really, really long time. And so that's never easy either. And it's the tale of it's just 2 different ball games, 2 different clubs, 2 different programs. just two different styles of basketball next weekend that we'll face, and it's just always a tough weekend for us.
And Jason and I were talking about it, before you came up about New Albany. We've gone down there, but we've had to face just superstars down the line of like a Romeo Langford or just other ones down here. But they're a ball club that's kind of been up and down a little bit. They're not as strong as this has, but still, like I said, New Albany is a tough place to go.
Yeah. So we're not. I know you picked the wrong words, and I realize that. So we don't have to retool or anything like that. We just have to bounce back. And
right.
When you have a tough loss, sometimes when you have teams without good leadership or without good morale or without good without good confidence, a tough loss like this can deflate you. But I don't think these guys will let it do that.
You've of course tonight we had some decent balanced scoring with Connor with 19 points and Carter with 16. But Michael Beekler with 10 points off the bench, along with Jack Albrand, that's big for your ball club is to get that kind of support.
Yeah, I've talked to Jack Albrand this week, and we need 6-7 points from him out of the game, a couple of shots like he did tonight. So he was a perfect role for us tonight. He's also a good defender. And Michael Beekler's back in the rotation just for the second game. Last night at Forest Park was his first game back, and he fulfills our rotation and makes us much more solid. And part of the reason we played really well this weekend.
That's what Jason actually pointed out with me last night is how, with Beekler back, it was a big confidence builder for him, after coming off that high ankle sprain that one weekend against Boonville and Corridon, and then had a bout with COVID, as I understand. So.
Well, he didn't have COVID, but he was a close contact.
Close contact.
He missed 6 games, and then as soon as he was supposed to come back, he got close contacted. But we were having to play Tanner Ernie inside a little bit, and that made it so we didn't have to do that. And so Michael being back really shores up our rotation.
Okay, John, well, thank you very much. Any final comments before we go off?
No, just that I'm proud of the team and I'm proud of the effort. I'm disappointed with the loss, as I know they are too, but we'll be back.
Good deal, dude.
All right.
We'll talk to you next week on Friday. Thanks
you.
a lot, John. John Gable, head coach of the Wildcats, joins us this evening. The Wildcats fall here at Harrisville Harrison. Tough loss for the Cats, 58-57. They will drop to a record of 11-3 and 5-2 in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. Warriors improved to actually 500 now at 7-7 and 2-2 in conference action. So let's get the final score. Evansville Harrison wins the ball game by the final score of 58-57 over the Jasper Wildcats. For Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos, I'm Kerry Schneider saying good night from the east side of Evansville.